Khaldoon, thank you firstly for speaking to Sky. I know this is your only broadcast interview following today's news, and it's big news. It catapults the value of City Football Group to almost $5 billion. How big a validation is that of your strategy?
We're very excited. Thank you so much for allowing me on the show. It's been I think a wonderful journey over the last 10, 11 years, and I think this transaction is another testament to the journey that we've undertaken. Sheikh Mansour, when he bought the club back in 2008, he bought it with a view that this is going to be a profitable, sustainable business. And I think we've done that. Over the last 10 years, we've shown that this thesis is accurate and is right. And I think this transaction is a further testament to this thesis.
Tell me, have you had conversations with other investors? What was it that led you to Silver Lake in particular, and why are they the right fit?
So Silver Lake, I think, is a world-class investor. We're delighted to have Silver Lake part of the team here. Silver Lake is one of the global leaders in technology, media, sports, and entertainment investing. It's a U.S. firm. And we've quickly, through the conversations we've had over the last couple of months, came to a conclusion that we're a good fit for each other. I think they add a lot of value to the group, and particularly as I look at the future and what we intend to do in the next 10 years, I think Silver Lake is the perfect fit, and I think for what they want, with the type of investment that they're viewing, City Football Group has proven to be, again, a very good fit for them. So it was, I think, a very nice, marriage between these two organizations.
You've invested significantly over the past 10 years, both the squad and the infrastructure here at the Etihad. Thanks to the investment from Silver Lake, you've got another $500 million. How are you going to spend it?
Well, we've been focusing over the last 10 years with a clear business plan, a clear investment strategy, a clear global strategy in terms of how we built out the group from one team in Manchester City to a group of clubs around the world. We are, I think, leaders today in the football business globally. All these businesses are sustainable, are profitable. Well, I think Manchester City is now 5 years in profitability. So I think this sustainable model that we've been working on has proven to be a success, and Silver Lake sees that. The investment, this is $500 million that Silver Lake is putting into the group, and we're not taking any money out. This investment money stays in the group, stays as part of our growth strategy for the future, and we will continue down the route that we've started 10 years ago. And as we look at the next chapter in this evolution, which is the next 10 years, and this investment will help fuel that growth.
Going back to when you first started, you were famously described as the noisy neighbours of your rivals on the other side of the city. How big a part does this investment from Silver Lake play in bridging the financial gap with Manchester United?
Manchester United is a very successful organization, has done that successfully over the years. I'd rather not talk about other teams and other organizations and really just focus about what we do. And I think what we're doing is building a sustainable business that continues to grow, continues to be successful both on and off the pitch. And I look at what we've achieved over the last 10 years as a benchmark to build on for the next 10 years across the board in every single club that we have vested in.
Does the ownership still have the desire to invest, to progress? And if so, what's a realistic target for Manchester City over the next, say, 10 years?
I think this transaction is a testament to the appetite that this group has about the future. When we bring in another $500 million of investment into the group, and when we commit to keep that investment and not take out any of that, I think that in itself tells you how we see investing and how we see the future. We see this as a growing, attractive business to invest in. We've created the platforms for that. And I certainly, I think, can assure you that we are focusing on the future. We're focusing on growth and building on the strengths that we've built over the years.
Now, of course, in all of this, there is a backdrop of an ongoing UEFA investigation. The allegations against you have been widely publicised. They are namely that you've circumvented financial fair play regulations. What do you say to those allegations?
I think our position on this has been, is very clear, and we've made it, I think, explicit over the last couple of months. And given that there's a process underway, it's very important for me to respect that process. Therefore, I think it's not appropriate for me to comment other than we're respecting the process and we're going through the steps.
I understand you can't get drawn on specifics, but are you confident that the club will be cleared?
My position has been consistent on this and on the record and clear.
Okay, let's get back to matters on the pitch. Raheem Sterling, he's often spoken about now in the same breath as an elite band of footballers, namely the likes of Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. He signed a new contract last year. What can you do to ensure that Raheem is part of Manchester City's long-term future?
I'm very proud of what Raheem has done over the last couple of years. His evolution as a player, but more importantly as a person, I think has been exceptional. He's become a leader both on and off the pitch. He's become a leader in this squad at Manchester City. He's becoming a leader at England, serving his country, and I think he's been a leader in the community. So I'm so happy for him because I think he's a wonderful young man, and I think his talent. Listen, there's one thing I'm sure of: Raheem is only going to improve and only going to grow as both a player and a leader. So the future is, I think, very bright for Raheem, and it's certainly a pleasure to have him part of our team.
Let's talk about that team for a minute. You look set to progress out of the group stages of the Champions League. You're in another epic title race. Are you concerned there's too much ground to make up on Liverpool? Have you spoken to the players about it? And if you have, is there a belief that they can retain the title again?
This team is a special team. I think what's been accomplished over the last 2 seasons, to be specific, is special. 198 points over 2 seasons, back-to-back Premier League titles, 4-peat last year. I mean, this is really what's been accomplished. You have to, just hats off for everyone involved in this organization. And I think, we've shown time and time again, this team has shown time and time again that you cannot write them off. This is a committed team, a disciplined team, a hard-working team with an exceptional manager. I think in Pep, we have a leader that has shown time and time again his ability to continuously evolve and continuously challenge. And we've been in this position not once, but many times before, and we've shown the character always and consistently to come back. So I think the Premier League is a very, very challenging league. It's why we all love this league. Winning it for the last 2 seasons is one of the most challenging endeavors that any person in sports can do. So no doubt, I think the challenge is there. We're up for it. Still a long way to go. We're still in November, and we'll see where we end up in May. But certainly we're up for it.
It's interesting, Khaldoon, hearing you speak about Pep, hearing everyone at this club speaking about him, how central he is to things here. He led Barcelona for 4 years. He was at Bayern for 3 years. He's been at City for 3 years. How confident are you in his longevity? Have you had any guarantees that he's going to be here for many years to come?
Pep has been an incredible asset to this organization. He's, we can speak about his managerial accomplishments for hours, but I think as a person, as an individual, as a friend, he's been a core part of what we've accomplished here over the last 3 years. He's very committed. We're committed to him. You've seen his interviews just, I think, a couple of days ago. We have a great relationship. We have a great environment here. The people around him, the team we have in place today, the relationships I have with him. This is really an environment that is conducive for success for both him and everybody involved in this organization. So I'm very satisfied with his commitment and our commitment to him. And I'm looking forward to the continuity of this for years to come.
Let's bring it back, if we can, to today's news. The valuation now of City Football Group is massive. How much is Pep Guardiola and his achievements at Manchester City a part of that valuation?
Pep's achievements, I think, no doubt, are integral And what we've accomplished over the last couple of years is remarkable, and that has had, I think, an overwhelming influence for the whole group. But I think Pep will be the first one to say that this is a team effort. This is a wonderful organization we have, a group all over the world. We have 1,500 players plus all over the world, part of this group. Over 2,000 employees globally that play. We have our teams playing over 2,500 games every year. So this is a magnificent organization with people all over the world working together. Successful clubs from Manchester to New York to Melbourne to Yokohama, Japan.
To India?
India obviously is another market that we're looking at. I'll talk about it in a second. So this is a team effort, and that's one of the things I'm most proud of, that we have truly an A team across the board, and that's been reflected in this valuation and reflected in how a world-class U.S. investor is putting $500 million into this organization at the valuation we're talking about. That's a testament to the strength and sustainability of this organization.
And what's next for the organisation? As we briefly touched on, there's been talk of a club in India. Is that close to happening?
I mean, listen, when we look at growth, we look at three major markets: the United States, China, and India. And we've invested, obviously, as you know, in New York, and that's our U.S. presence in MLS. We've invested in China, and certainly India is the next big market that we'd like to have a position in. That's been public. So I hope very soon we will be able to make our move into that market and continue our growth trajectory in the right markets globally.
So potentially there could be other clubs on the horizon?
You've seen what we've done over the last 10 years. You've seen how we've grown. I think we will continuously look at the right opportunities and grow in the right way, in the sustainable way, and the profitable way for the group.
Khaldoon, thank you.
Thank you very much.